Welcome to my little corner of the dev world. I've been working on Blue Synergy for around 2.5 months now. I built it because I was tired of paying the ALT+TAB tax all day, losing focus when I reached for a link, a snippet or a screenshot, and then fighting my way back into flow. I didn't want a pile of separate utilities anymore. One tool for Clipboard history, another for screenshots, another for text expansion, each one another context break, and another habit to maintain. I wanted to build one app that actually supports how I work and how you work. Fewer interruptions, one consistent surface, less juggling. This video is the short version of why that problem is real, what the science says about it, and what I'm doing about it on my own machine. And I'll tuck in a quick demo where it fits so you see the flow, not just the pitch. Let's dig in. I'll give the ideas room to land. Introduction. You know the feeling. You're deep in a project. Ideas are flowing. You're totally in flow. Then you need a link from an email. So you hit Alt+Tab. You find the email, copy the link, Alt+Tab back, and poof, just like that, the magic's gone. That constant switching, that digital juggling act, is the productivity killer we've all somehow learned to live with. But what if we didn't have to? The science behind productivity. Okay, let's really dive into this because it's not just a gut feeling, it's a fact. Research shows that every time you break your concentration, it can take over 20 minutes to get back into that deep focus state, and there's a hard ceiling underneath that. Cognitive psychologists call it Miller's Law. Your working memory holds about 7 items at once. Every window switch forces your brain to dump part of that and reload a new visual context. And that's the real cost, paid in cognitive overhead, not just clock time. Think about it. How often do you switch windows in a day? It adds up. Fast. It's the curse of the modern worker, right? Picture this. You're putting together a single status update, numbers from a spreadsheet, a quote from a Slack thread, a screenshot of an error from your terminal, the right wording from a customer email. By the time it all lands in one document, you've Alt-tabbed 30 times. It's an exhausting cycle. Blue Synergy. But today, we're going to talk about a completely different way to work. Let's talk about Blue Synergy. And I want you to think of it not as yet another app you have to open, but as a fundamental upgrade for your machine. It's like a productivity layer that sits between you and everything else, built to do one thing, smooth out all that friction. Here's the real key. Instead of 3 separate clunky tools for those jobs, Blue Synergy folds them into one lightning-fast workflow. The whole goal is to stop you from ever hitting Alt+Tab again and to keep you on what actually matters. The productivity team. To really see how it does that, we're going to meet your new productivity team. And look, we're not just ticking through a feature list, you're meeting 5 team members that will change how you get things done. The Smart Courier. First up, the Smart Courier. This assistant reframes the most basic thing we do on a computer, copy and paste. You know, the thing we do hundreds of times a day without even thinking. Picture your normal clipboard. It's like one tiny, fragile scrap of paper on your desk. You can only put one thing on it. The moment you copy something new, whatever was there before is gone. For good. Blue Synergy's clips are different. They're like a smart, infinite archive. And that archive idea is everything. Think of it as your external short-term memory. It doesn't just store a piece of text or an image, it remembers context. Where did it come from? When did you copy it? The link you copied an hour ago, still there. Yesterday's screenshot, yep, still there. Nothing gets lost. The workflow itself is seamless. You copy the way you always have, and Blue Synergy archives it all in the background. When you need something back, a quick search pulls it up in under 50 milliseconds. Cognitive scientists put the threshold for instant at about 100 milliseconds. Anything faster than that, your brain doesn't register a tool, it just feels like the answer was already there. The Ghostwriter. Okay, see how this stacks? Time to meet the second member of your team, the lightning-fast Ghostwriter. This one is built to kill your slowest, most repetitive typing. Oh man, we've all been there. That super long server URL, your standard email reply, that fiddly command snippet. Typing those things over and over isn't just slow, it steals your focus, and it's a perfect way to introduce a typo. That's where your Ghostwriter comes in. You teach it your repeating text once, give it a short keyword, and it handles the rest. It's not just about saving keystrokes, it's about unloading that mental burden so you can focus on the actual problem you're trying to solve. The process is dead simple. You save the snippet, give it a keyword, say ;sig for your signature, and you're done. From then on, whenever you type that keyword in any app, it expands instantly into your full email signature. It really does feel like magic. The photographer. And next, let's meet the third member of the team. This is the one that acts as your eyes on the screen, the all-seeing photographer. Taking a screenshot is usually a clumsy process, right? You hit a key, the image lands in a folder, you hunt down that folder, then you drag the file into chat or email. Blue Synergy's captures streamline all of that. You just select an area of your screen and it goes straight to your clipboard. You can paste it immediately. No files, no folders, no hassle. But what about when what you need isn't copyable text? You know, it's part of an image or a frame in a YouTube video or a read-only PDF, basically trapped behind glass. Well, that's where our photographer reveals a hidden talent. See, the photographer has a built-in translator called OCR, Optical Character Recognition. And what absolutely matters here is that Blue Synergy's OCR is 100% local. It all happens right on your machine. Unlike many cloud services, your sensitive data, your screenshots, nothing ever gets sent over the internet. That makes it blazing fast and completely private. The process is simple. You press a hotkey, drag a box around literally anything on your screen, an error message, a slide from a presentation, and the text inside that box gets extracted and copied to your clipboard. Instantly, it turns your whole screen into selectable text, effectively. The shredder. And here's the team member you didn't know you needed, the silent shredder. Most clipboard managers are pure hoarders. They keep everything you've ever copied, passwords, half-written drafts, things you'd cringe to hand someone else, sitting in your archive forever. That's not memory, that's a liability. The shredder owns the life cycle of every clip, what gets backed up, what gets kept, what quietly disappears. You give it rules per app. Your password manager, skip. Never written to disk in the first place, a two-factor code from your bank, auto-purge 30 seconds after you copy it, just long enough to paste, then gone. Something from a notes app you live in, keep. Encrypted in the vault, the rule runs in the background, no prompts, no are you sure, just less drag, less risk, less to scroll through next week. And the rest, the months of clips you actually want to remember. The shredder is also the one who backs them up. Snapshots that respect your vault, clips you've locked, stay locked, the rest restore as they were, so your archive moves with you instead of getting lost on the next reinstall. The keeper and the cleaner. The conductor. And the fifth, the one whose magic you might never consciously notice but who quietly holds the whole show together. Let's call them the conductor, though you might think of them as an overlay, a canvas, or even a stage manager. The conductor is the invisible layer that lets the other assistants seamlessly blend into any workflow without getting in your way. Why, think of the conductor as the fabric between your intentions and your tools. Instead of bouncing between scattered windows and menus, the conductor creates a single, ever-available space, a heads-up display for your productivity. It's there when you need it, summoned by a simple gesture or shortcut. The conductor orchestrates the courier, the ghostwriter, the shredder, and the photographer, presenting their skills at just the right moment and then fading away so your focus never breaks. It's about flow, removing walls so your best ideas and fastest actions are always within reach. The conductor doesn't interrupt, it empowers. It makes every part of Blue Synergy feel frictionless, like an upgrade to your daily mental workspace. All those helpers, unified by the Conductor, become more than just clever features. They become part of the way you think and create, with zero alt-tabbing required. Conclusion. So, we've met the team, the Courier, the Ghostwriter, the photographer, the shredder, and the Conductor. But what does it actually feel like when they're all working together for you? It feels like you've outsourced the annoying parts of using a computer to an external brain, and the real outcome is one unified workflow. The Courier means you never lose what you copy. The Ghostwriter kills repetitive typing for good. The photographer lets you capture visual information and text from anywhere. The shredder keeps what matters and lets the rest go. Your archive stays backed up, lean, and private. The Conductor pulls them all together. One fast overlay, one keystroke. Together they let you focus on what actually matters. And really, that's the question I want to leave you with. Picture your workday without the constant distraction of switching windows, without losing information, or retyping the same things over and over. What could that uninterrupted focus let you create, solve, or build?